Hey everybody, welcome into another Supplement Saturday. Today I wanted to highlight vitamin B complex. And just a little disclaimer before we get started on B complex. There is no known cure for COVID-19. You can't take a supplement and cure this virus. It doesn't kill the virus. It doesn't treat the virus. There is nothing that we know from a nutrition perspective, a chiropractic perspective, a natural health or holistic perspective that cures COVID-19. But with that said, there's absolute proof and evidence upon evidence, study upon study that support the fact that if you are deficient in certain micronutrients, if you are deficient in nerve supply, if you are not getting enough oxygen through exercise, or that if you're overloaded with toxins, that these things can actually suppress your immune system and make it more likely that you will get COVID-19 and more likely that your body will not be able to fight this thing off when you get it. And so what I want to teach you guys is how to keep your immune systems healthy. And that starts with reducing stress, having a healthy mindset about where sickness and disease comes from, about how your nervous system plays a crucial role in every function of your body, let alone the immune system, and how that heals and functions, how oxygen and exercise play a role in that, how you need that on a daily basis, and how especially nutrition plays a role here. And so that's why we're highlighting vitamin B complex today. And so most people, when they hear a term like vitamin B complex, they might assume that B complex is itself a vitamin. But what that actually stands for is a series of B vitamins. And B vitamins are essential micronutrients, meaning that your body does not produce them on its own. You actually have to get these from the outside, from your diet. And so I would recommend getting these from nuts and seeds and spinach and leafy greens and some food, some meat products if you're not vegan, if you don't have any ethical problems with eating clean, good sources of meat. If you don't have a problem with eating meats, then I highly recommend that you're getting a clean source of meat, a grass-fed beef, a free-range chicken, a wild-caught fish. These things are going to be far healthier, far cleaner, and we know from the research they actually have a higher nutrient content, and we see that with B vitamins as well. The problem comes when you actually look at our food supply, and something like a head of broccoli is 70% less nutrient dense than it was even just since the 1930s. And so if you want to get your B vitamins, if you want to get your C vitamins, if you want to get your calcium, your magnesium, your potassium, you're going to have to go outside of just those foods that we know are healthy and good for you and necessary to get the amount required in order to maintain a healthy functioning body. And so from a B complex perspective, what we're looking at are B1. And that would be your thiamine, B3, or B2, riboflavin, B3, niacin, then B6, you got your B9, you got your B12, you got biotin. All of those things are essential. And what we see, if you're deficient in these, the number one thing that I see is low energy levels, that you're constantly exhausted. When you do not get enough B vitamins, it affects your energy. Now, these are water-soluble vitamins, and so there really isn't too much thing is getting too much of your B vitamins. Yeah, you can put more stress on your liver if you overload your system. You can get a niacin flush where you get all hot and your cheeks get flushed, but you'll get energy from that. We actually see that you will perform better in the short term once you flush that out of your system. And so it's a water-soluble vitamin. We saw it in the B complex capsule that has delayed release, meaning that you're not going to break down that capsule until it gets into your small intestines, and there's specific spots in the small intestine that need to absorb this. So you can't just take a B complex powder. You can't just take a cheap B complex off the shelves. In fact, I highly recommend against that. Most supplements don't work. In fact, we see that in the research. Most supplements don't work. That's why I carry the Max Living brand of supplements, because we know they work. I see it time and again that my patients' energy levels go way up when they start in on these supplements. Quality supplements matter. And so if you're questioning to yourself whether or not you should start on supplements, the answer is absolutely yes. And if you're isolating and you don't want to come in and buy supplements in a store or in our office, then you can call our office right now or anytime over the weekend. Leave a message saying that you'd like a certain set of supplements. We'll call you back or text, and we can set up a time for you to drive up. We'll deliver them to your window so that you don't even have to come in contact with a human right now. With that said, it sounds like Governor Ricketts is going to be opening up the state within the next week and a half. I'm excited. We're open. We've been open through this thing to support you and your health through this crisis, but make sure that you're getting back on the schedule if you aren't already. Make sure your friends and family know to get back on the schedule. Everybody's stressed. Even the patients that have been getting adjusted have been as tight as ever. Make sure that you're here because we're here for you. You guys have a great weekend. I will see you Monday for our Max Immunity webinar. If you haven't signed up for that, make sure to leave in a comment below that you'd like to get an email or a text reminder for that, and we'll reach out to you to make sure that you get a hold of that information. We'll be on YouTube, we'll be on Facebook Live, but we'll make sure that you get all the information necessary to keep your immune system high through this crisis. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you next time.